Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That old drug man. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs, and Stanley was inching closer and closer to his...
Oh no! Yo, welcome to a new video. I'm some engineer, and what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be playing the Stanley Parable. Okay, this game right here was a recommendation by a good friend of mine, and she really bro. She was willing to stay up at 5 a.m. her time just to watch me play this. So this game is starting off pretty well, I think. So yeah, we're gonna be playing the Stanley Parable. Also, by the way, if you guys like the content that I put out, like variety, and then also like a series of a game that I play currently, I'm playing Expedition 33, which is absolutely peak. You should check it out. If you guys like that type of content, and if you will enjoy this video, which I hope you will do, I would really appreciate a subscribe and a like. But yes, without any further ado, let's get into the Stanley Parable, shall we? Okay, the Stanley Parable. Oh, this is kind of trippy. Okay, we got an infinite screen in here. Let's begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
That's a very simplified thing.
Monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Oh
This
my
is what
god.
employee 427
This is so
did
boring.
every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Stanley,
Never in all
it's
his
a
years
holiday.
at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Bro, what the hell? Oh my god. Okay,
All of his
so where's
computers were
Stanley?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps it's a holiday, bro. Stanley, it's Christmas.
No matter
Okay, it's
how
hard to
hard
grab.
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his...
Bro, shush, man. I'm just trying to look, bro. I'm just trying to explore.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office. But it didn't
Okay,
make a
bro.
single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay, so this like narrator is actually like fully aware of what I'm doing. This is crazy. I hate Mondays. Wait, that's so real. Oh my. Okay, narrator.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do you think I'm gonna listen to you, sucker? Nah, bro, we're going right,
This was
dude.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all
It's a
in.
weird room. Why the hell is there a dip here?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
This narrator, yo!
He had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to
Same
business.
picture. No, bro, I'm doing everything what the narrator doesn't tell me to do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where am I? What is this place? Okay, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty of misuse cargo lift 1000. Penalty of jumping off. Bro, how can you pay money if you're dead, bro?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been so controlling, bro.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
So you're saying that I'm
Someone
self-centered?
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
They're trying to control me.
She's been waiting.
Who is she? What is the lore behind this game? What is this? Dark. Oh my. Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just...
I'm dumb, eh?
How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
I'm legit the biggest troll of all time. No.
Phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
Hey, bro,
I don't
bring meaning to
understand.
something.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
Oh my god!
Ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What do you mean?
This helpful instructional video.
What? Okay, what the hell is going on?
Best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense.
That's good.
Choice that does not conform to rational
5.
logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
By the way, I don't know anything
Most
about this
medical
game. I don't know if this is
professionals recommend
horror.
making at
I don't know
least
if this is
8
anything.
choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay, let's check this out. What the hell is this gonna
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
What
to
do you
worry.
mean?
Now that you're
Please,
probably
I'm
full of good
begging.
decision-making,
Stop, 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 stop. Danger, danger.
the correct thing to do would have been this way, please.
What if I plug the... I can't even plug the phone in. The plug is gone. What if I would have just stayed in the room? I'm not even doing this to troll. I'm just doing what I would do. Bro, he's closing the doors behind me. What if I jump off?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense.
No, this is crazy. This is crazy. They're reading my mind, bro. I wanted to jump.
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
We can't have you jump it off, can we? No. Not do we know you're just No! No, I wanted to jump off is the crazy part, bro. No, man.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I just want to make him crash out. I legit just want to make him crash out.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
What if we're too late already, bro? Okay, my trollage will not be beaten. My trollage will not be bested. Open! What the hell is going on? Oh my god. This entire thing is warping and breaking. Okay, so what's here, bro?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. My what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
This guy is crashing
I have
out.
to shut the game
No!
down.
No! Don't do it, don't do it.
I have to.
What the hell? Wait, we're back. We're so back. What?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to
And
do
he has no free
something,
will.
there's a reason for it.
He has no free
That's
will
what hadn't
and
even
no
occurred till
soul.
you had it. That there's a world outside of you. You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
No,
It would have been so perfect.
that would have been
I
sick,
worked
actually.
So hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll try this again. And if it's different, then you guys will see it, okay? I'll meet you there.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley.
What?
That means choosing responsibly and
Oh my god!
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
I'll keep
Just
doing
follow
it.
my lead and you'll be fine.
Stanley! You've got free will, brother!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
I'll do it again. I don't care! I don't care, bro! We're breaking out of this, bro!
First, I'm quite behave exactly
Okay,
as Stanley.
I guess.
That means
I guess it
choosing
is truly, we just gotta follow
begin
it
the
now.
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Behave exactly as Stanley.
Okay, truly. I needed to put my inner thoughts to rest.
You'll be up to the task.
There
Just
truly
follow
isn't
my lead and
anything
you'll be
there.
fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I guess, bro. We're going through the door on the left. Okay. Whoa.
There's not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So who is she? How to solve a dispute with a coworker? Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively at other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting. Bro, what the hell, bro? Who came up with this game? What made you come up with this? Oh, wait, we still, bro. He's still not giving me any choice to go back though. Whoa, this place is pretty. What the hell? Yeah, this boss is getting paid a little bit too much to tell. Just be like, hey, click this button, click this button. What the hell even is this line of work? Whoa, what the hell?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Is that...
Until he saw the
They're
door
putting a gun to the panda's head!
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
How do I speak in the code?
Stanley spoke the code.
Please speak.
Night Shark 115.
Oh, he wants me to say it?
Right there on the wall.
Wait, are they listening to my shark? Are they listening to my mic? Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't miss it.
I didn't!
Please
I'm trying!
put it into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark, no.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
I'm trying.
Respect. Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had
Night
to do, then
Shark
why did you come here?
115.
You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Bro, it didn't let me. What am I supposed to do? Oh my.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
What the hell? Bro.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
Bro.
I need a choice.
The end.
Walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Thank you for playing. No.
Hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist.
Bro, I legitimately...
Whatever choice you make is just fine.
I don't even know what's going on. Bro, so basically, I just waited a little bit too long. And he crashed out.
Do something. Anything.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
This is so sad. He's so sad, bro. No. Okay, no, it's actually cooked. So I really have to. I just have to fully follow what this guy's talking about.
Someone was following Stanley.
Okay, I gotta be an imposter,
He checked
bro.
over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leaped from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
No, I had to go for it. Okay, I'll see you.
Gone. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Let's go up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs.
Wait,
to
you
his
can go
boss's
downstairs. Sorry. I need to do this. What the hell?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Wait,
For
he was
example,
talking about this
why
earlier.
couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Yeah, but Stanley's happy
I'll
normally.
enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What the hell,
He
bro?
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley imagined that he was still not woken up. Why was he remaining so lucid?
Is this actually a
Then
dream?
perhaps the strangest question
He's trying to
of
gaslight
all
me.
entered Stanley's head.
It's
Why
not a
he was
dream.
amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Bro!
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about
This is
how it
trippy as
describes
hell.
myself, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too.
Bro,
surely,
I don't even know what to
surely.
say, bro!
Just
Listen!
he would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself...
I don't even know what to say. This is just trippy. This is just more thing after thing, and this narrator is cooking.
The mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Well,
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
oh my gosh.
And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a
Now
day.
we're in the Mariella parable.
She rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Is that
On this
Stanley?
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now I'm just gonna perfectly follow whatever he's saying. Hold up, bro. My freaking hair over here is searching for signal. The broom closet is opening up now, bro. There's infinite possibilities. I'm doing this one. What is
Stanley
this?
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, there's definitely something here. There's a gun or something.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Yeah, you
No reason
think
to
so.
be here.
You'd want me to think that. An empty broom closet, huh?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA? What is sweet FA? Okay, I got it!
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Be patient, bro. Be patient,
You
bro.
do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
What the hell?
So,
Why is he saying like that?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really and he got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley was addicted to drugs and hookers.
No!
Well, we've come to a very definite conclusion. Now, you're dead. His broom closet, explored it a bit, and we're just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. In a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they
This
understand.
guy's tweaking. He said Stanley is really, really fat and ugly.
Narrative tropes in video gaming.
Really, really stupid and fat and ugly.
Not lost on them. All right. When you've done that, just go out into the hallway.
Stanley is really ugly, stupid, and fat. Bro, what the hell, bro? Nah, man. What? I'm gonna stay here for a bit longer, bro. Alright, I guess it doesn't good matter anymore.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too. Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of species of invalids. Perhaps you can hand the controls to a fish, fungus. Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly ready to pick up the story again.
No, I'm just making him tweak. He said no.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That was hilarious. The broom closet incident. Whoa, the office looks different.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, what did he do?
Alright, bro. What? Oh. What the hell is going on? Okay. Legit. No. Guys. Listen. Bro, no. I'm just exploring every single possibility. Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think.
Wait, he knew that I'm a player, though.
The nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. Wow.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
Mind control facility.
Mind control facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
What do you mean? Painful death. Guys, this guy's tweaking, bro. Doesn't want Stan to escape.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
What do you mean, death? What is about to happen? Okay, it was death, guys. He was not lying. Wait, what? Oh my. Wait, we're chilling.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inching closer and closer to his
Oh no!
life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Damn it! Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh my. Wait, I'm still here though.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Whoa.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What is going on? Is this the afterlife or some? Bro, what? The Office? Wait, so this is like the wait. That's my office? And this is where we were walking at the beginning. Yeah, this is just the outline or like the mapping. And yeah, here are the two doors. Yeah. This concrete piece of Stanley's parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. The exploration of the room contradiction this room posed. Of the contradiction this room posed. What the hell? The story is so intriguing. It's just, I made him tweak out and then we killed ourselves. I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy. What is this? Narrator's outtakes. Kevin Brighton, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game, roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Where are these noises coming from?
All of his co-workers. Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him? All his button pushing. Does that sound plausible?
What the hell? Okay, let's go through the exit. Let's check out.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Is there anything else in here?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Stanley and the narrator?
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Damn. Oh my gosh, bro. What the hell? What the hell was this, bro? This game is just so sick. Okay, so I did like all of the deviation endings, I think. Or like a lot of them. What I really want to try to do next is just an ending where I'm actually just playing along. You know what I'm saying? I just want to try to see what happens if you play along, or like what happens. I think I kind of got spoiled already. It's like freedom or something like that. But we gotta see, bro. This is such an intriguing game. And by the way, thank you for recommending me this game, my dear friend. I don't know if she wants to be named, so yeah. But yeah, bro, this was a very good game. Tell me in the comments below if you want me to play it again and just do the ending where I'm actually following along, bro. But you guys get to decide. I just need one comment, and yeah, bro. So yeah, that would be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, which I hope you really did, I would really appreciate a like. And if you guys really enjoyed this video, I would also really appreciate a subscribe, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all take care, and I hope you had fun watching this. I'll see y'all in the next one. Some Engineer out!